Hi everyone, my name is Leah Alsaba and I am the biology instructor at LSCPA. I love biology, I'm a huge nerd, but despite that fact, I had a really hard time my first semester in college. I realized that I didn't come prepared with time management skills or study skills. So I want to make sure that you don't encounter those same issues. So I provide you with tons of resources and I really encourage you to utilize all of them. First log into Blackboard, you'll land on the institutional page. Here you can find institutional resources such as Timely Healthcare or the online 24/7 Blackboard Help Desk. First, you'll want to navigate to courses. So we're going to navigate to Biology 1 and Biology 1 Lab. First, let's look at the lecture course. When you land in the lecture course, you may notice that you can't really do very much. Only thing available to you is this introduction video. We're going to start the attempt, and in order to move forward in the course, you're going to have to answer these questions. Once you submit, you may notice that the next assignment is going to open. This is the class information folder. This is where you will find all of the information for your course, including the introductory PowerPoint, which you can click through and play around with and explore. Your exams will be worth 40% of your grade. This includes Unit 1 test, Unit 2 test, Unit 3 test, and your final exam, which is cumulative and not optional. None of these tests will be dropped, and they all count. If you happen to make a mistake on one of your exams, you are offered a retake opportunity, which will average with your original grade. That means that if you goofed up and made a 20 on the first attempt, and then you take it again and make an 80, the average of those two numbers will be entered into the grade book. 30% of your grade will be assignments. This means each weekly quiz and any other assignments throughout the semester that are added. 20% of your grade will accumulate of teamwork. This includes your teamwork project and your participation in the teamwork project. Participation is kind of a catch-all and it's worth 10% of your grade. Below, I have useful links where you will find your free lab manual and free textbook. When looking at your course materials, it's very important to go over the syllabus. The syllabus is a document which will outline everything that we're going to do in the course and the accurate dates that we're going to do them. I also provide a course calendar which also has all of those dates pre-loaded, including every single due date in the course. These dates do not change. You will have to complete the syllabus check. After you submit, you're allowed into the course with the Start Here folder. You must complete all of these items in order to open up the next folder. This is a course scavenger hunt, an academic responsibility waiver, and your team sign up. You must sign up for a team because it's worth 20% of your grade. 40% of your grade comes from exams. In order to take an exam, you must download and complete the Respondus practice test. If you're uncomfortable with being monitored by webcam, you are allowed to opt out, but you will need to take your exams in person, either with me by appointment or in the Student Testing Center on campus, also by appointment. After you complete the Start Here folder, you will be allowed to open up broader parts of the course. All unit lessons are organized in a relatively similar manner. You have your interactive module at the top, and then below will be my quick access contact information, scheduling an appointment, call me, or email me. I want to be as easily accessible as possible so that if you run into any issues during the course, you know that there's somebody there to help you. Once you enter into the lesson space, you will see the lesson and a practice quiz and the end of unit mastery, which is kind of a practice pre-test. So let's look at one of these interactive modules. The lesson will always have a video, and the video is me teaching the course or going through the lesson. A lot of students find this useful to have somebody walk them through the information. And this is also great for face-to-face courses. In case you're absent, you can come here and see what was missed during class. If you click on this link, then you will get a copy of the guided notes. I highly suggest that you either print those or download them so that you can edit them as you're watching the video and going through the PowerPoint. All of the lessons are interactive in a face-to-face class, meaning anytime that you see this little pair icon, a face-to-face student would be logging in with their phone and answering questions for me. Online, that's not necessarily available yet. After that, there's going to be chapter assignments. So everybody will have access to the chapter homework. You can click on this and download it. It is an interactive drag and drop assignment where you will watch a short video and answer some questions. This is completely optional, but it is used as extra credit within the course, and it does give you some really good practice. Everyone is required to do the chapter laboratory write-up. This is the same document that is in your lab manual, but you can access it here chapter by chapter, print it, and bring it to class, or if you're at home, scan the QR code and follow along. This link actually just goes back to Blackboard because I'm not allowed to link to specific assignments, but it is a reminder that every single week you have your chapter quiz that is due. You are allowed to take these quizzes 2 times. I really suggest that you use the first time just to see how you're feeling, and then go back and study the items that you felt less confident on in order to take it a second time for a better grade. You also have available study resources, such as further reading. This is a link to the OER online textbook, and it links directly to the chapter that we're talking about. You also have available to you practice flashcards and games. The practice quizzes are really popular with students. You can take questions that are very similar to the actual test. At the end of the unit, you're welcome to try the mastery, which we will do in class as review. But this is very similar to the quizzes, except that it allows you to answer more questions from the question pool. Again, remember that these are practice quizzes. They are not graded, and they are not the exact same test as in the actual Blackboard course, but they are very similar. You have to view the lesson before the quiz will open. And the quizzes operate sequentially, so you can't take the second quiz without taking the first. If you happen to do poorly on a quiz corrections assignment may open for you to redeem some points, but the real intention here is to have you self-evaluate so that you can retake the quiz. You will get 2 attempts to take the quiz, but all quizzes are due by Friday at 5 p.m. of the week that they are assigned. All exams are due by 5 p.m. on the Friday that they are assigned. You do have an entire week of review without any new information to give you plenty of time to study and schedule your exam. These exams are closed note. You may not use any notes or phones or outside resources. I do care about academic integrity and the integrity of my exams, so I do view the proctored videos. As I mentioned before, the group project is worth 20% of your grade. Generally, students are quite successful in this course, but it does take collaboration throughout the semester. This means that I will require a team project discussion board to grade how you're collaborating with your peers. Other than that, the group project is very predictable. You have 3 checkpoints due throughout the semester. Once you complete checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2 will open. The final exam is not optional, but there is an optional practice exam available. This can help you but not hurt you, so feel free to take it as a preview of what might actually be on the exam. Keep in mind that all practice exams and quizzes are a smaller test bank of the larger available questions within the real course. That means that you could answer a question that is very similar to a test question, but it will not be exactly the same. This is a good study tool to give you a little bit of an idea of what might be on the test. I would like you to check out the free Open Educational Resource textbook. You do not have to pay for any course materials to be part of this course. The textbook is free, provided by OpenStax, which is a project by Rice University. I have provided you with the free lab manual. Every week, you will be required to complete a lab, whether you are in a face-to-face or online course. You can access these labs through the lab manual. When you click on a link within the lab manual, it will bring you to a copy of the lab, which you can then download. Once you make a copy of it, you can scan the QR code to watch a video of me going through the lab. Take notes, answer all of the questions, and you can actually use these documents on your lab exams. Again, lecture exams are closed notes, but lab exams, you can use this document only. Thank you for joining me for biology at LSCPA, and I look forward to a great semester together.